Yo, what is up, y'all? My name is Robert Donaldson, and welcome back to another edition of Rob's Best Bets. And in this video, we are once again talking about college hoops, and unfortunately, we're recapping back-to-back losing days. Obviously, we had a fantastic week last week, and we've been rolling for the past month and a half plus, but the last 2 days, really unfortunate, and it really was just kind of a kick in the nuts watching that Missouri State game against Northern Iowa. They lost on a last-second free throw with 4 seconds remaining, and then missed kind of that garbage time three-pointer heave, and ended up losing by a half point there. It's been a really frequent with us losing by that half point this week, and again, I'm not going to complain too much about it because we are eventually going to get those good breaks to break our way, but it hasn't been this week so far, and still a lot of week left. A really great slate on Thursday. I'm chomping at the bit to get into it, so let's go ahead and let's get into these picks here. All right, first up, we're heading out to the Horizon League, where we have Youngstown State taking on Oakland, and Oakland and Greg Kampe are sort of in that midst of a rebuilding year right now, and the reason I say that is they basically turned over their entire roster from last season's upset sort of Cinderella story run after they beat Kentucky, but this is still a good team, and this is a team that's gotten a lot better since conference play started. As of late, the wins haven't necessarily been there, but they are still playing competitive basketball. But when you look at the other side at Youngstown State, I feel the opposite. I feel like Youngstown State, in their first year of their new head coach and that regime, are kind of headed in the wrong direction, and they have been playing some bad basketball. And for that reason, I say we go ahead and lay the 4.5 points here with the Golden Grizz for our first bet here on Thursday. For pick number 2, we're heading out to Columbus, Ohio, where we have Maryland taking on Ohio State. And Ohio State is one of those teams that kind of has been up and down, almost like a roller coaster this season, because in non-conference play, they picked off Kentucky, they picked off Texas, they lost a close buzzer beater to Pittsburgh in a game that they probably should have won, and then conference play started, they were really down in the dumps, but they've turned a corner, and they're starting to play a lot better basketball, despite the loss last time out against Illinois in Champaign. And here they're hosting a really red-hot Maryland team, but as we've seen with Michigan State and even Michigan, when you're rolling hot in the Big Ten, because it's such a competitive league, you are eventually going to get got, whether it's at home or on the road. And I do feel like Ohio State has the talent and the style of basketball to really win this one convincingly. So let's go ahead and lay the 2.5 points here with the Buckeyes for 3 units for our second bet here on Thursday. For pick number 3, we're heading out to the Summit League, where we have St. Thomas taking on San Diego State. And in this matchup, St. Thomas is coming off their first ever nationally televised basketball game, and it was at home, the crowd was rocking, and they absolutely drubbed North Dakota State. And coming off that type of big win, I do feel like the next time you step on the road against a quality opponent, it's going to feel a little bit different, and you might be slow out of the gate. I do think that South Dakota State is still sort of the cream of the crop in this league, if you will, and they need to make a push right now to stay in the conference race. I think they do it, and I say we go ahead and lay the 4.5 points here for 3 units for our third bet here on Thursday. For pick number 4, we are heading out to the Big Sky Conference, where we have Montana State taking on Northern Arizona, and despite the win-loss records, as we've been kind of doing as of late, we've been betting on Montana State quite often, and it really comes down to them and their performance as of late in conference play being a true indicator of how good they are rather than their win-loss record. And I do think that this line, even on the road, is short for a reason. I think there's going to be a lot of people that are tempted to bet Northern Arizona, but I'm not convinced that Northern Arizona is even close to being a better team than the Bobcats. So let's go ahead and take Montana State, getting the 1 point on the road for 3 units for our fourth bet here on Thursday. For pick number 5, we're heading out to the OVC, where we have Little Rock taking on Southern Indiana, and the Screaming Eagles of Southern Indiana are a good program, and they're still getting inundated to Division I basketball. And in this game against Little Rock, I think they're catching Little Rock at the perfect time because I really haven't been that impressed with recent Little Rock performances. This is a little bit of a travel spot in terms of this league because going from Arkansas to Indiana is not a fun trip to make. And when you are looking at Southern Indiana, I'm not convinced that they're not the better team just outright period in this game. And for that reason, I say we take the 3 points here with the Screaming Eagles for 2 units for our 5th bet here on Thursday. All right, for our final pick of the night, we are heading out to San Francisco, California, where we have the Dons taking on the St. Mary's Gales. And St. Mary's is obviously coming off of that massive win at home against Gonzaga in the WCC. That is the game every single time they take the floor together because they have been the teams that emerge in the NCAA tournament with the only frequency in this league. Everybody else is just kind of there for the regular season. And when you're looking at this matchup, San Francisco last time out against St. Mary's, which wasn't too long ago, lost by 20 points. Now the line is a lot tighter, and I think the line is a lot tighter because I think that San Francisco is going to win this game, and they're getting 6.5 points. I say we jump on that for 4 units, and for an extra half unit, I say we sprinkle that money line price here as well. All that being said, I really want to thank you guys for checking out today's video, and let's get back in the green. Obviously 2 days out from the green. We're coming off a great week. Let's not squander it. We have a few days left here on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to get everything back and then some, and I say we go ahead and do it. Why not us? But with all that being said, y'all, I will see you in a future video. Take it easy.